better together. Thank you so much for two strong opening remarks. And we follow with three high-level addresses. Please welcome on stage the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, His Excellency Julius Maada Bio.
Thank you very much. Director General of UNIDO, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. Let me begin by thanking the government of Austria and UNIDO for convening us at a moment when the question before us is no longer technical, but strategic. How we power prosperity, secure our economies, and stabilize our future. I also commend the ambition behind the Vienna call to action. What we matter now is not what we agree on, but where we are prepared to implement at speed and at scale. The energy transition will not be judged by how many or how much power we generate, but where value is created, who captures it, how many lives it will transform. Prosperity, security, and stability are not separate ambitions. They are development outcomes that rise or fall together. Prosperity, as we all know, comes from creating value within our economies. Security comes from reducing our exposure to external shocks. Stability comes from building systems that can endure pressure and sustain growth. Today, all three of them are under strain. We are navigating a world, as we all know, of rising geopolitical tensions, tighter capital, and more frequent shocks. Across many economies, especially in Africa, these pressures are feeding inflation, narrowing fiscal space, and slowing investment. However, Africa continues to grow and its resilience is evident. So the question is not whether opportunity exists. The question is whether the model is fit for purpose. Africa will not be the warehouse of global energy transition. Our continent will be a center of value creation and industrial growth. This is the position we are advancing. As the chairman of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government, I speak for a region that is organizing itself differently for this opportunity, with greater coherence, scale, and intent. West Africa is positioning itself as an integrated and investable economic space where policy alignment, infrastructure connectivity, and market scale come together to support long-term investment. This shift is already underway. Regulatory frameworks are being aligned, cross-border infrastructure are being prioritized, fragmentation is being reduced. At the center of this transformation are development corridors. When properly structured, these connect resources to energy, transport, processing, and export. They retain value within the region, strengthen economic security, and reduce exposure to volatility. For Sierra Leone and the Mano River Union, that is Cote d'Ivoire, Guinea, and Liberia, this presents an immediate and practical opportunity. A coordinated industrial corridor linking zones to shared rail, reliable opportunity, processing capacity, and ports such as Conakry and Freetown can support aluminium refining, steel production, and downstream industries. We are positioning this corridor as a competitive, investment-ready platform for partners seeking scale, stability, and long-term value anchored in local value creation. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, at the national level, Sierra Leone is aligning policy with delivery. Energy sits at the center of this strategy. It powers industries, drives agriculture, creates jobs, and underpins both economic and national security. Through Mission 300, in partnership with the World Bank and the African Development Bank, we have developed a 2.2 billion energy compact to expand access, scale energy, and crowd in capital, private capital. Our targets are ambitious, but achievable. We will increase electricity access from 36% to 78% by 2030, expand clean cooking access from 1.5% to 25%, and mobilize 1.4 billion in private sector investment. We are investing across the full energy value chain, from generation and transmission to last-mile connections and off-grid solutions, with a clear goal of achieving 50% off-grid access by 2030, ensuring no community is left behind. At the same time, we are strengthening regulatory clarity, improving project preparation, and deploying targeted incentives to accelerate renewable energy and clean cooking markets. For us, this is not just about megawatts. It is about whether a young person can find a job at home, whether businesses can operate reliably, and whether opportunity is built where people already live. Sierra Leone offers a stable, reform-oriented environment with a clear pipeline of energy and industrial projects ready for development. We are positioning ourselves as a strategic entry point within the Mano River Union Corridor, with access to key resources, ports, and regional markets. We are seeking partners who bring capital, technology, and execution capacity. Partners ready to scale bankable projects, strengthen value chain, and deliver real industrial growth. And we are ready to structure partnerships that are transparent, commercially viable, and anchored in long-term value. At the same time, we are aligning climate ambition with investment. Our third-generation nationally determined contribution is not a stand-alone commitment. It is directly linked to economic transformation. Delivery is under the presidential oversight to ensure coordination, speed, and accountability. If the model is clear and the opportunities are rare, then the remaining question is straightforward. Can capital meet them at scale and speed required. Too many viable projects across Africa do not reach financial close. Capital remains expensive, risk perception remains high, financing instruments are often too misaligned with project realities. Europe has both the capital and the strategic interest to partner to building resilience, value-creating energy systems across Africa. The opportunity is to align that interest with execution. If we are serious about prosperity, security, and stability, then climate finance must become more accessible, more affordable, and more responsive to the needs of developing economies. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, within the next 12 months, we will bring to financial close the first set of cross-border energy and industrial corridor projects under ECOWAS, demonstrating that regional integration can move from policy to execution. Late last year, as chairman of ECOWAS, later this year, as chairman of ECOWAS, I will convene the West Africa Integration and Investment Summit. This is an extension of my invitation to all of you. This will not be a forum for declarations. It will be a platform for execution, bringing forward a pipeline of bankable cross-border projects in energy, agribusiness, strategic minerals, and digital infrastructure. We are ready to co-invest, we are ready to de-risk, and we are ready to deliver. We invite partners to engage with us, not only as financiers, but as co-investors in platforms that create scale, clarity, stability, and long-term value. The future of global energy transition will not be defined by resources alone, but where value is created and who is prepared to build it. West Africa is ready. We are building the conditions for prosperity, strengthening the foundations of security, and delivering the stability that investment requires. And in doing so, we stand ready to support a Vienna call to action that is not only ambitious, but also implementable. Those who move early will not only participate in this future, they will define it. So move early and be a part of the definition. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much. Next on stage, please give a very warm welcome to the national leader of the Turkmen people and the chairman of the